I need to say something which I'm not sure too many people will agree on, but I do not like Shane's character arc. Look, I understand why a lot of people like him. He has one of the darkest storylines in the game. He struggles with depression, he has a complicated relationship with alcohol, he clearly loves jazz, he has the blue chickens. And yes, the blue chickens are doing a lot of emotional labor for this man's reputation. But here's my issue. I do not think Shane's story is bad because he struggles. I think Shane's story frustrates me because the game sets up something so serious, messy, and painful, and then kind of rushes through the actual recovery part. At the start, he is unnecessarily rude, then he gets help, and it feels like the problem is almost instantly solved. And even after that, one of his favorite gifts is still beer, which is just a choice? A choice I would like to discuss with the group. So today we're talking about why Shane does not work for me personally as a romance option, why his arc feels a little unfinished, and why Stardew Valley might have accidentally made one of its deepest storylines feel a little too easy. Because Shane is not a bad character, but for me, he is a frustrating one. Let's start with the obvious. Shane is mean. Not awkward, not shy, not misunderstood in a cute little I have social anxiety and a hoodie kind of way. He's just rude. And when you first meet him, he treats you like you personally ruined his day by existing within a 15-foot radius. And I know some people will say, well, that's the point. He is pushing people away because he is struggling. And yes, I get that. But understanding why someone is rude does not magically make them pleasant to be around. Especially when the farmer has done literally nothing to them. You just move into town. You say hello, and Shane responds with energy of a man who wants you to fall into a well. Sir, I'm trying to give you a gift. Why are we enemies? And that's where Shane loses me early. Because Stardew Valley has other characters who are closed off without being hostile. Sebastian is distant, but he's not actually cruel. Alex can be a little arrogant, but you can tell there's insecurity hidden underneath it. Haley is rude at first, but her arc is more about immaturity and privilege than pure self-destruction. Shane though? Shane starts at a place where I do not want to romance him. I want to leave him alone, which is exactly what he keeps asking me to do. And that creates a weird disconnect, because the game wants me to push past his walls and discover the person underneath. But sometimes his walls are less tragic defense mechanism and more, this man is ruining the vibe at a grocery store. Now to be clear, Shane's storyline is dealing with very serious topics. His depression and alcohol use are not small things. And that is exactly why the pacing bothers me. We see that he is not okay. And then after one of the darkest heart events in the game, he goes to treatment, which should be the turning point. But instead of recovery feeling like a long, difficult process, it can come across the solution was basically, have you tried therapy and sparkling water? And suddenly the problem is dramatically improved. Now obviously, Stardew Valley is not a medical documentary. It's a cozy farming game where I can carry 999 pieces of wood in my backpack for one slot and marry someone by giving them mayonnaise twice a week. So I'm not expecting a fully realistic depiction of the recovery, but when you choose to write a storyline this heavy, the resolution matters. And with Shane, it feels like the game is more interested in the emotional impact of his crisis than the actual difficulty of what comes after. That is what frustrates me. Because recovery is not just one breakthrough moment. It's not just deciding to get better. It's waking up the next day and still having to choose differently. Then do it again, and again, and again. There are setbacks, there are cravings, there are bad days. But in Shane's story, we do not really sit with that. We get the crisis, we get the treatment, and then the game moves on a little too quickly. Which makes the whole thing feel emotionally uneven. And I know the intention is hopeful, but for me, it feels too neat. And then we need to talk about the beer. After Shane's storyline about alcohol use, beer is still one of his loved gifts. Which means that you can continue building your relationship with Shane by handing him the exact thing his story frames as destructive. And I know that's how the game works. Characters have preferences, and those preferences don't always change after major life events. But emotionally, it creates some sort of disconnect. Emotionally, it feels awkward. Because imagine someone in real life getting sober or even just trying to change their relationship with alcohol, and your weekly romance gesture is, here babe, I brought you beer. That isn't love. That is sabotage with a bow on it. It makes the farmer look less like a supportive partner and more like a tiny menace in overalls. Because if Shane is changing, the world around him should respond to that change. His routine should shift. His dialogue should shift. His favorite gift should maybe not include the thing he was struggling with. So, do I think Shane is a terrible character? No. I wish his story felt messier in a more intentional way. I wish his recovery took longer. I wish that his love gift changed. Because there is a great character in Shane. But what do you think? Please let me know in the comments and subscribe for more cozy game character analysis.